Welcome to this short video on private lending, a proven strategy to secured fixed returns. In this video, we'll tackle the plan we've all been told. We'll address your situation. We'll look at market results in the last 10 years in mutual funds and segregated funds. We'll question the status quo and look at the math necessary for your retirement. We'll look at the market shift for pensions. We'll address the real estate risks, the types of mortgages you can invest in, and we'll talk about securing your investment so you can make a more informed decision. Whether you're a baby boomer or a Generation Xer, we've all been told the plan. Save 10% of what you make, put it in mutual funds or segregated funds, and let dollar cost averaging and the growth of the market take care of us. Unfortunately, we all know the market hasn't cooperated for everyone. And frankly, no two people are exactly the same. So the real question is, where's your money now? What percentage are in mutual funds or segregated funds? What percentage of your money is in a locked-in retirement account? Are you holding individual stocks, bonds, real estate, or have you moved your money to cash because you found the market so volatile? And certainly what will affect many of your decisions is how long it is before you have to retire. Do you have more than 15 years to go, less than 15 years to go, or you're actually in a position to retire today, but perhaps you just haven't yet? If you're like most, your money is in mutual funds or segregated funds. If you're lucky, you're in the top 5 funds. The number 1 fund paying out an average of 10.44% in annual returns. Unfortunately, by the time you get down to number 5, you've already lost more than 4%, coming in at 6.34%. If you're incredibly unlucky, you're in the bottom 5, losing year over year from as little as 0.11% to more than 1.5% loss. If you're like most, you're somewhere in the middle. And in fact, the middle of the 107 funds available was the TD FundSmart Managed Fund at 2.13% average annual return over the last 10 years. For a list of all 107, compiled by Dan Bortolucci, the senior editor of Money Sense magazine, go to CanadianCouchPotato.com. I want to understand how comfortable you are with where your money is. So over the last 3, 5, 10 years, how many corrections have you had to deal with? How confident are you that your next statement won't have another correction from which you don't have enough time to recover? What are the forecasted returns, where your money is now, for 2012, the next 3 years, even the next 5 years when you talk to your financial advisor? Using the rule of 72, I want you to understand a couple of mathematical charts. At 2.5%, it takes 28.8 years for your money to double. At 8%, it takes just 9 years for your money to double. Perhaps more graphic is that at 2.5%, you'll need to save $2 million to earn $50,000 a year in retirement income. While at 8%, you'll need just $625,000 to earn that same $50,000 per year in retirement income. If you're Michael Nobrego, head of the OMERS Pension Fund, with a responsibility for 400,000 pensions in Ontario, you're moving money out of the stock market. OMERS has 83% of its money in the stock market today, with just 17% in private lending. And they're making a shift to just 53% in the stock market and moving it up to 47% of their investment will be in private lending to mitigate the risk of fluctuations in public markets. When it comes to real estate, it's not without its risks. With regards to the loan to value, are you comfortable with the valuation of the property and how it was arrived at? With any sort of real estate, it's always location, location, location. And then with you specifically, is the term of the deal acceptable as far as how long you're tying up your money, the payment frequency, and the rate of return relative to what is available to you elsewhere? Depending on whether it's an existing building or a development, there will be other risks that you'll want to take a look at with regards to budget, permits, and reserves to make sure the project doesn't run out of money. That said, there are 4 types of mortgages that pay higher returns: residential second mortgages, traditional financing of business properties, impacted properties, and redevelopment, whether we're talking condo or low-rise. In any instance, your name is on title to the property until you're repaid. By having a max 80% loan to value, it means for every dollar you've invested, it's secured by at least $1.25 in Canadian real estate. Mortgages give you the security of knowing what your returns are going to be, so you can stop fearing corrections and praying for returns. As a debt instrument, you can use registered funds, whether that's an RRSP, a locked-in retirement account, a tax-free savings account, or even an RESP. The question is simple. Where do you feel more secure with your retirement savings? With a mortgage on Canadian real estate or staying in your current mutual funds? If you're looking for more information, I invite you to take a look at our mortgage case studies. The more you look, the more I'm convinced that you'll see that at least a portion of your retirement savings should be held in a Canadian mortgage.